Hey everyone, it's Riley, and today is shot day. I wanted to make a video showing how I do my shot of testosterone. It's something that I'm still practicing and getting better at, but I feel like I finally have it down to kind of a science, and I'd like to share what I do to help other people and to show family and friends what I go through every 2 weeks. At first, doing my shot was a really nerve-wracking process, and I had to have my partner do it the first couple times, but now I've been able to learn to self-inject, and it's very anxiety-inducing for me afterwards and during and beforehand, of course, but I think doing this video can kind of help me even ease some of that anxiety and build confidence in all of it. Okay, so the materials that I need, I've got a bottle of testosterone, of course, and I've got a wipe, like to clean everything, and then I've got a syringe, of course, so let me pull that out. So I've got a syringe, and I've got a 25 gauge needle on the end of that I will use to inject. And I've got a 18 gauge needle that I'm going to use to draw up the vial of testosterone. Okay, so the first thing I do, take out the bottle of testosterone and wipe the top of it down. Take the cap off and wipe the top of that. And next thing I do, I just kind of loosen this up a little bit. Just break the seal, I guess. I've heard that helps, so then when you're injecting, it doesn't get stuck at all. So then I'm going to go ahead and take off this needle and replace it with my 18 gauge needle. I use one needle for drawing it up, a thicker needle, and then a way thinner needle for injecting. The reason that I use two different needles is because if you draw up with the same needle that you inject with, the needle can be a bit dull. And also I find that using a thicker needle to draw it up is way easier, and using a thinner needle to inject hurts way less. So just put the 18 gauge on. Alright, so next thing I need to do, I just need to draw up the vial of testosterone. Before I do that, I need to pull the amount of air into the syringe that I'm going to be filling liquid. So I fill that with air, and then I put that into my bottle. I don't know if you can see very well. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to draw out of the vial the amount I need without hopefully getting too many air bubbles. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so if you can see, got a bit of air in it, so I'm just going to push all of that out, get all the bubbles out. Sometimes you flick it a few times, it gets a few of the bubbles out. Little ones that don't move don't really matter. It's just giant air bubbles you don't want to have. So now I'm going to put the cap of this back on, and I'm going to switch over to my 25 gauge needle. Okay, that was the easy part. So for this next part, I'm going to show the actual injection. So if you don't like needles and that's going to trigger you, please turn the video off now. I also am going to inject in my behind area, so I'm going to try not to really show anything, but just so you're aware, that's where the camera's going to be. Normally for this part, I have learned that it's quite anxiety inducing, so a lot of times I turn on the shower, and just having the water run kind of helps push me to just do the injection as quick as possible, because then I know I can get in the shower and just calm down after that. I'm going to try not to do it like that today so that you can actually hear what I'm doing, but There's always different ways to keep yourself calm. Sometimes I'll put on some calm music. Maybe I'll try that today since I'm not doing the shower. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to wipe off that area and show you how I inject. Okay, so I'm just gonna pinch some skin. Okay, so let go of the skin. And you want to pull back a little bit to aspirate. And then push. Then I hold it there a few seconds afterwards. Just make sure it's good. Then you're done. If you saw what I didn't really do it like in a really quick jerking motion when I did inject. I was told that's what you want to do, but I found that that's way too scary to just jab myself with a needle. So that's another reason why I use those thin needles, is because I can slowly push it through my skin. If you also saw, it was quite difficult for me to push the testosterone into my body, and that's because I'm using such a thin needle. So that is a negative side of it if you use a thin needle, but for me, it's not a big deal because I would rather slowly put it into my body anyway. Normally I jump in the shower afterwards, so don't worry if I have a little bit of blood because I'm going to be super clean anyway. And the last thing I want to do is just throw my syringe into a sharps container. It's really important, and throw that other needle in there as well. Some people inject in different places, just depending on if it's intramuscular or subcutaneous injections. I've always been doing it in the behind area. I've tried in my thighs and it was really difficult, so I've just kind of learned to be able to wrap around and do it like that, and it's working, so I'm just gonna keep doing it the same way. A lot of times I have a bit of anxiety afterwards, just like making sure I did everything right and the testosterone isn't going to harm my body, but I'm always fine. I don't know why I worry, but I don't feel too bad now. I'm about 4 months on T, so I'm getting used to it. But thank you so much for watching and having an interest to watch this video. Please share, subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, always let me know. Alright, thank you. Bye.